Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm a Boeing 737 pilot and a member of PMDG's tech team. Happy birthday PMDG. It's been 25 years now that this company is running, and in those 25 years they have, in my very personal opinion, produced the best flight simulator add-ons available. Now, this is going back to 1997, where the first Boeing 747-400 PS1 user guide has been released by PMDG. And did you know that the name PMDG, Precision Manuals Development Group, actually goes back to that initially they have been developing mostly manuals? Then later on they developed minor airfoil modification for Flight Simulator 98, and all of that turned into a company now covering more than 60 products, over 10 different simulator platforms and 9 operating systems. Now, I would say that's quite a development for a small company featuring only a couple of employees. However, let's have a look into what Robert Randazzo is saying himself. So, and I quote, "As a team, we have been reflecting on just how much life and simming has changed since the past 25 years. While there have been years that have been better than others, all of us at PMDG feel that the simming hobby and community has never been as vibrant and energetic as it is today." Quote end. Now, I can only absolutely sign that. I've been a flight simmer for like 25 years now. Did I say 25 years? Meant to say 12. See, I'm getting a little bit brainwashed as well here. Don't worry, we'll get back to the point. So, I've been a flight simmer for 12 years now, and especially in the early days, in times of Flight Simulator X, I started with some of those, let's call it medium fidelity add-ons, and then I got the PMDG MD-11. Now, that is arguably a questionable aircraft, to put it that way, in that it has just not risen as much interest in the flight simulator community. But in my personal opinion, this has been the add-on that's been dragging me into the more complex flight simulator add-ons. And I still remember hearing all those audio warnings from the bitching Betty, as they called it, in the MD-11. And that is like my first experience with PMDG add-ons. And then, about a year later, the 737 NGX for Microsoft Flight Simulator X has been released. And that's been a game changer for me. It was the first add-on that actually came with the original Boeing flight crew manuals. They featured the FCOMS Volume 1 and 2, the flight crew training manual, and the quick reference handbook back then. And I studied all of them. I remember when the NGX has been released, I've been on holidays. Now, I installed FSX on my mother's notebook, which was absolutely not able to run it, just so that I could download and install the NGX back in the day in order to get my hands on the manuals. Now, it's been a couple days since then, and of course by now I know the 737 FCOMS better than I did back then. However, this has been like, I don't want to call it a life-changing simulator experience, but it's been the biggest change in my flight simulator experience that I think I've had in my entire flight simulator hobby. And things continued on with the 777 and then the 747. And initially, I have not even been such a great fan of the 777. Yep, it's early. So initially, I've not even been such a great fan of the 777, but then only once I got my hands on it, I realized what a magnificent airplane this actually was. And of course, back then, the 777 has also been delivered with the original Boeing manuals, and I really got to appreciate those and study those. And then later the same happened with the 747. Now, going from there, FSX sort of died out when Microsoft gave up on it, and then P3D became the big thing. Now, P3D was never a hugely popular flight simulator because it, technically speaking, wasn't even made for the flight simulation community. Now, many people just said, yeah, but I'm studying on that simulator and got it anyway. And so PMDG have, after, I think it's been 2 years' time, that everybody has been craving for those aircraft on P3D. And when they finally came out, that simulator really got a boost, and that was really noticeable. But then Microsoft Flight Simulator came around and changed everything. Now, many of you are going to remember that back in the day when Microsoft Flight Simulator has been announced, it has actually been announced with the words that every FSX add-on is going to work in this new simulator. And that led to even the companies thinking that they would be able to port their FSX add-ons over quickly and have aircraft running in a matter of months after the MSFS release. Things couldn't have been further. Things really couldn't have been further from this. Now, when the MSFS update 5, I believe, or update 4 came out, that was finally when developers have been able to actually release complex aircraft onto the simulator. And I remember doing my first couple of flights with the DC-6 in MSFS, and that's really been the point where I deleted P3D and where I was like, alright, so I'm gonna fly this DC-6 until the very first high-end add-on is going to come out. And that's pretty much what I did. So, going over the years then, PMDG have released some magnificent aircraft add-ons, but let's admit it, you guys are here for a different reason, are you? I know some of you have picked up the 737-600 and used that great introductory price of $35 US in order to get into the high-end simulation market. Now, it doesn't happen very often that PMDG is actually announcing a sale. PMDG is running a birthday sale of 25% on almost all products except for the 737-600. And this means the 700 is actually included at 25% off, meaning you can grab it for, don't let me lie to you, $52.49 US. So $52.49 for the 737-700. If you haven't picked it up yet, I can very much recommend you to do so. The 700 is a magnificent airplane. And I'm sure that if you already have the 600, you are not going to regret this opportunity to get your hands on the 700 at a reduced price. All of this said, quote, we aren't simply sitting here eating cake. We are hard at work on the 737-800 and will have more information for you on the planned release schedule in the very near future. Quote end. I'm very much looking forward to get those information on the 737-800, and I can tell you this much, that there is quite a lot of work going on it in the background, so you guys can prepare for something that you are really going to like. Now, thank you very much for your attention, thank you for being here, and I hope that you are going to celebrate PMDG's birthday party with us. Hoping to see all of you in the virtual skies in maybe one of those new PMDG aircraft that you can grab with a 25% discount. And until then, thank you very much for your attention, and I hope to see you all again soon.